Islamic geomancy thing. Then you'll find geomancy on another side of Africa, right? Like there's all sorts of divinations of this, right? Or branches
Fractions,
of
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
But one thing you'll notice is, uh, bro, there was a what I'm actually glad lately I haven't been doing it because I've already done my research. But when I was really into like when it was being dug up, so to speak, when I was digging into the history, I was really I wanted to. There was a lot of Indian text on the figures, so I was trying to. I have a I copied a lot of Indian text, but I couldn't at the time. I couldn't translate it, but now with Google Translate, I just need to pop them into Google Translate.
Yeah,
But
I
what I'm
was
Uh,
gonna
trying to
ask you
what
say
about
is
that too.
what is
Yeah.
geomancy?
well, okay, if you type in geomancy, one of the first things that's going to pop up is like earth science, right? There's a Chinese version of geomancy where you place things in particular positions for energy. This is not that, right? The geomancy that I'm talking about that's used for divination is 16 figures, right? 16 figures that give you information about a situation. And so it's divination essentially. Like we can go on and on and on, but the basic and divination is like tarot. But it's one of the oldest forms of divination on the planet, and it's the most widely used. You can go to Africa and see people using a form of this. You can go to China, see people using a form of this. You can go to North Africa, see people using it. You can go to West Africa, see people using a different form. You can go to Europe and see people using a form of this system.
Hmm.
So, but the reason I was talking about the other expressions is because like reading other people's texts on the images lets you understand other aspects of the image. What this figure actually means and represents in certain situations. That's all Ifa did. For hundreds of years, people were dealing with a certain image, and every time they dealt with it, they recorded what happened. And like, okay, this is the energy of this image. So anyway, blah blah blah.
That's what I was gonna ask. Like, is it anything in physics or science or psychology or something like that that you could
Uh,
tie it to?
I mean, it's divination. So then, number one, people out the box are gonna call it pseudo because
Oh,
it did.
yo, I'm glad you asked that question, Skinny. I was just about to ask something like that or say
I'm
something
telling
like
you,
that.
Napa, I always be
That
trying
was
to
my
tell
blockage
you
though.
we some of
Yeah,
the
This is my
same
latest.
type of
This one's
we
not out
we
yet.
we so similar, bro. It's just
that's the two.
I've learned I've saw that supernatural stuff and I already was considering it as a variable in some of the confusion and arguments that people have on the planet. But when I seen that orb, it just really opened up
Actually, I'll go ahead and start
so many
talking to you about this.
possibilities
Hold up.
to where I'm like, let me consider more
I'm gonna
people's
turn my camera off now. Hold up. Let me get.
supernatural type stuff.
Right. I mean, I love the
And
concept. I love the idea of it, but then when it gets to actual practice and method, I mean, like, I don't know. This is probably
you
like a pseudoscience.
so
Yeah, but
that's where the sad part, and I don't like to even use these words, but that's where faith and belief
I,
do
I,
come
I,
in
I,
with
nope, nope,
certain stuff. Like
he said nope. He said
nope,
nope.
nope.
hear me out, right?
Okay, Skinny.
Because
Sorry, brother.
some stuff is mind over matter. We know about the placebo pill and placebo type experiments where if a person can believe it, it's going to have some type of effect on their body, whether it's emotional, stress, shock, all this different type stuff. But then I don't be wanting to have to bring it up because it's the terminology that is but it creates the divide and it's the argument. Like, you out here just believing life and going out faith instead of the practical things we could actually do and put in the work. So I'm on the side of putting in the work. But even when I'm putting in work, I'm going out as a photographer. I still have to have confidence, faith, and belief that I'm about to go out and make some money. And the more I don't believe I'm going to go out and make some money, I'm not even going to be motivated to even get out there and do it. Now, whether I say it as in a religious standpoint, like Christianity and belief and all that type stuff, that's a whole nother story. But it's a lot of practices, even like actors and stuff like that. The best actors really get themselves in character. They go live the role sometimes to really put themselves in character to try to get themselves to believe they this person and try not to even leave character to make sure they do good jobs. And it's, but that's the practical stuff we can see it on. So when we dealing with uh things like prayer, I don't know if prayer is real or not, but I know if you praying for something, you giving affirmations and you telling yourself certain things, it can make yourself believe certain things versus you putting yourself down all the time or wishing bad on yourself. It will affect your thought patterns, which will then affect your behavior and all type of stuff like that. Even how we raise kids and things we tell children, like, you're beautiful, you're powerful, you're smart, versus you dumb, shut up, stupid, and your little ugly ass, get over there, shut up, get in the corner, and all of that. And then we see how that affect the kids' behaviors and outlook on life and stuff like that. So when we dealing with supernatural stuff, I don't know how far uh, the faith and thought and prayer and all of that affirmations and how far that stuff go. That's all I'm saying. And it'd be crazy for anybody to either direction say they completely know how far it goes. So that's all. That's all. Why I throw that in there. But that's the that may that's all I'm saying right there.
All right, Cosmic's in the blinds. I know he wanted to say something, but he's in the blinds right now. Napa, did you want to say something? I think I heard you
I was
say
waiting for
something.
Cosmic to say something, but yeah, I
Oh,
guess
there he is. He's
sometimes.
back.
Oh yeah, yeah, Cosmic. Yeah,
Go ahead, Cosmic. He might be doing something. So I guess go ahead, Napa, till he's finished, till he's
I
ready.
don't know. Yeah, I guess I can suspend belief when it comes to certain things. Like, I don't know. I try to do that sometimes, but it's just my logical mind overrides, and I can't get into anything that deals with like supernatural shit, whatever that might mean to people, like divination and future telling or fortune telling, as they say, all that shit. I don't really get into that. But there might be a dimension where that stuff is real. There might be a dimension to reality where like there is something that you can quantify and measure and play with and manipulate and interact with. There might be something like that out there, and it might be some of these systems. I don't know.
If you could, if like let's say you was doing a math equation and it's a variable that you don't know about yet, but you can see it's something that's affecting your uh, equation or your experiment. And sometimes the mathematician will put a placeholder in that spot. So what I had to do, and it made me change the way I communicated. And the instead of me blocking I did this shit for 30 something years of my life, damn near. I was just oh shit, my bad, burping. I was so skeptical. The good questions that my brain be formulating to find out good answers to a lot of good stuff and teach me a lot of stuff, my emotions would block out certain subjects. Like when Shiloh came in here, I can't stand him. I could deal with white boy Sam, but I can't deal with Shiloh. Shiloh could be telling me how to get $1 million, like, and I'm sitting here like shaking my head, like, nope, I don't believe you. I don't believe nothing you say. So I had to ask myself, first I asked myself a silly question. I'm like, what if I'm so suspicious? That's why I never seen anything paranormal like everybody else be saying. And I'm
Mm.
like, and every time something around me happened, I'm like, oh, that was the wind. Up, somebody opened the door and they pulled the suction, the wind pressure, air pressure, pulled that off the table. Up, dude scamming the people. He over there trying to make objects move. Up, that's an optical illusion. Up, that person was seeing things, hallucinating. Up, that person hearing voices. Up, that person trying to
Yeah, you know, usually in this world that we live in, bro, people that see that kind of stuff or report that kind of stuff usually be on like some kind of like they are mentally ill, they're living in poverty. You're not hearing these kind of stories from people that are actually doing. I'm not saying that everything has to be about like making money, but anybody that's living a decent reality isn't reporting shit like that. And
because
I'm
I'm
not
gonna
saying
tell you,
there are definitely people
I'm
that
gonna tell
are
you how
rich
simple
and
it is,
famous.
right?
Yeah, go
Because
ahead.
the messed up bottom people don't have nothing to lose.
Yeah, people in
Because
poverty need coping
hear me
mechanisms.
out. Like
Mm.
Terrence Howard just popped out. Now he's not that great actor, singer dude with a rough personal life no more. Now he got this crazy, oh, he crazy and he's an attention seeker. Now he got more stuff tied on because he came out trying to get into math and recreate math. And whether you right or wrong about something, he kind of popped out. And then his personal character, he did get kind of mad for people critiquing his stuff. But it people got, so it's like, how can I explain this too? They don't have, and then a person at the top sometimes don't have a reason for things to change. They could hear the information and just keep it pushing because what they secure, they comfortable. And then them possibly even exposing certain stuff that could make them look crazy. It could mess up deals with some of their partners. All type of stuff. Why you don't see rich and powerful people do it, and most of the time you see them do it, they instantly get thrown under the bus for being crazy.
Yeah.
I did it too. Like I just, oh, that person crazy. Lost his goddamn mind. Like he's
But
saying
I feel like that we be forgetting, like, all right, just using the example of Terrence Howard. He been crazy. And I think that we be giving people excuses for their talent because he's been crazy since he was an actor.
well, that's a
Like
bad
if you
example.
look
Then you're
up
right.
his track record, domestic violence, aggravated assault, uh people that don't even want to work with him no more. Like Hollywood shunned him for a reason.
And that's a good point. And so I should have. I don't know. I was just reaching, trying to use anybody. But
No,
then
no, I'm
let's.
just saying. I'm not saying anything against your point. I'm trying to
No, no,
add
you
to
no. But no,
that
that's a good
how
point.
we literally like let people be who whatever crazy person of who they are if they're talented enough, if they're entertaining us enough. And that can go with a lot of different people
Or just even attractive
beyond
enough.
race.
just even attractive enough, we'll look past a whole bunch of crazy. Like this person got too much going for them without them looks. Be
I just looked
crazy.
this up yesterday though. The connection between superstition, over religiosity, and poverty. And there's a lot of studies and reports on that, like all the way down to like civilizations. Like you go to like Japan or a lot of East Asian countries, a lot of secular places. The productivity, I wouldn't say the happiness is higher, but there's a certain level of productivity that's in those kind of societies and output that comes versus a society that's completely superstitious. It's not about a society being better than the other, but there are societies where the results of their labor are tangible versus a society that is completely religious and superstitious. You know what I'm saying? Where the religious and
And
superstitious society got dirt roads, fucked up Medicare, fucked up infrastructure, just all the way fucked up from all kind of different levels because they're overly superstitious, right? And I think that translates even in America. If you're a religious person, if you're superstitious, I wouldn't say religious because sometimes religious people can be successful, but if you're like really superstitious, I'm willing to bet money that you're probably in a certain demographic or tax bracket, and you're probably like the quality of your education is probably low for the most part.
and that's
You know what I'm saying? And I think
you
that's
making a
that's kind of what we got to be
you
careful of.
making a good
Uh,
point, right? So to understand some of this crazy stuff and
oh,
to get to understand some of this crazy stuff, you got to how you compartmentalizing or categorizing, because it's a big difference. Religious is like somebody doing the same thing over and over again. And then superstitious is like, don't split that pole because I think something bad gonna happen, or we're gonna get bad luck, or that cat just crossed the street. And they don't have no grounds to it. Damn near like I could give a religious, if you really using the term, not how we usually use it, like, oh, you think it's a spirit that's about to discipline me later on. Uh, that's to
I want to
me
ask Caruto,
that's
what do you mean by
superstition.
like what do you mean by supernatural? What do you mean by that?
So supernatural is saying anything that's actually happening is a real thing, but you can't you can't use science. You can't deal with it with science, like that or about Saul or science is not there yet. That's what I mean by supernatural. Because to me, anything that exists is all a part of this world inside some type of way. But I don't know if how fake the videos is with the Germans back in the day where they was like trying to do teleportation or open dimensions or something, and they was getting like merged into their boat and shit like that. I don't know if you ever heard of that thing or anybody ever came across that on YouTube, or how real that was or not. But it science is be coming across some crazy stuff itself, and it's a lot of stuff that's not explained. So that's where I was coming one day to my science friends, and I was saying, like, are we being hypocrites sometimes if we make certain claims that certain things don't exist just because science hasn't found it yet, or we haven't experienced it yet? And I was saying, like, it's my bad, bro. The last thing is things that people could be experiencing that they got proof of they from themselves, but they can't go to no lab or uh get it to pop up in front of everybody. So those things could be like if we sitting there telling a person like that, I'm 100% sure that doesn't exist, then now that could lose their trust to even want to learn about science. That's what I was trying to just simply say to the panel one day, and it was like, man, I'll have lost friends and everything.
That's what
Yeah.
happens sometimes. But Cosmic did come back. Were you finished, Skinny Head?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, thank you. Go ahead, Cosmic, because I know you dropped down. So can you talk? Oh, there you are. Or you just muted yourself.
Yeah, I'm dealing with a lot of stuff. But I was about to cut Skinny off when it said belief, but I
He got a phone call. He said it's a lot going on. You want me to skip you, Cosmic, and come back? Okay. Well, Issa's in the blinds too. I guess go ahead, hey Root, and then we'll start it again once they come out the blinds.
I just
I,
raised my hand just because after.
I was
Yeah.
just, what's
Oh,
the
okay.
topic again? What's the topic again? Is it because I heard what you guys are talking about a little.
Hold on.
Well, we were talking about superstition. I asked Haru, what does supernatural mean? You know, these words, superstition, supernatural, like that kind of shit. Are these things real or not? You know
Yeah,
what
to
I'm
All
answer
right.
your. Oh yeah, if they come out the blinds, I could pause and let them go and get their thoughts out. But
Okay.
the reason why I even mentioned supernatural is because I keep
Oh,
hearing the
there's
word super.
Cosmic.
Go ahead, hey Cosby, you can go ahead. I raised my hand. I'll wait because I want you to get your thoughts out while you. I think he in the drop.
Oh,
Oh,
he
there you go.
dropped.
No,
Yeah,
he back. He
he's
back.
oh, he's back. Okay. Go ahead, Cosmic.
all right, I'm gonna try to get this in before I get called away. Um so look, Skinny was saying something before. I was about to say no, but I have to give it. There's a little bit of like belief that has to go into these things because it's dealing with
Issa's
something
gone.
it's dealing with when you're dealing with divination. It's really non-tangible. You know, the only tangible part is like what happens after, right? And so then that's the only thing I can say. You learn the system, you do the divination, you see if what it said came to be correct, then you learn it that way. But can then I was thinking about that. I'm like, well, that kind of is like Christian belief type of stuff going on here. I'm not gonna front like it's not. Um, I can just say it works. That's it. You know, beyond that. And so if you want to call it belief and pseudo, I can't defend that. I'm not going to try. In my book, I go into like the quantum realm, quantum superposition, all of these different things to try to explain, you know, why there's accuracy related to the system, but you can call it pseudo and then walk away with that. And I had to just say, all right, you know, nonetheless. But there's accuracy to it. That's what I can say. But I wanted to show this, right? My book, my recent book is called The Legend of the Two Boxes, right? Actually, this is one of the reasons why I'm not even on the app that much recently, because the last time I was on the app, I got into it with these two sisters. When I said I challenged them to find this Legend of the Two Boxes, they went and thought they did it, and then they started teasing me, saying, "Oh, this brother's got knowledge and he's got something nobody else has, and we should so on and so forth." You know, I guess there's a thing with brothers having special knowledge, and they started teasing me in that fashion. And I recognized I wasn't feeling that. Like I was like, damn, I can't even take the stuff that gets dished out, right? Because they couldn't find this. Now I got it from this scroll, right? This is a papyrus right here. Now in order to get this papyrus, you would have to go through hoops because it took me 3 years to figure out how to get this papyrus, right? And then and I got the book. I did the transliteration through Google Translate. I'm not gonna front like I transliterate the entire document myself, and it's hard to do. I've been in the process of transliterating it myself, but it is hard to do because it is in Demotic and it's in hieratic. It's a Demotic hieratic script, and
That's a
so that
facsimile.
correct.
Go ahead.
It's not the actual papyrus. And then
Right.
anyway, it's right. It's called the Papyrus Jamil Hack. And then I ended up being able to get the book, but the book is in French, so I had to do a bunch of translations. As a matter of fact, yeah, so I had to do a bunch of translations, so on and so forth. But this is my now the book. it's still the end part of this book is still the oracle system because I associated the geomancy with the oracle here. Because what this actually is, when it's a priestly education document. This is literally a document that the priests of the 17th nome used to initiate the people, initiate the priests. And so then what I in the beginning part of my book, I argue that it's a Kemetic and not a Hellenistic document by linking the terms that you find inside the document to Kemetic texts, ancient Kemetic texts, and not Greek texts. Although the document dates to 100 BCE, which they dated to the Hellenistic times, the concepts relayed in the document are completely Kemetic or Egyptian. Anyway, that's what the book is about. So.
Hmm. Hmm.
But I still put geomancy in there. I put a meditation system in there because that's my pseudo. I roll with that. I claim that.
All
I
right.
claim.
Oh, thank you, Cosmic. Let me switch your seat back. Hold on. Go ahead, Heru.
Yeah, I'll be quick. Just to answer Napa question, like dealing with supernatural. And it's more so. I mean, I could use the Google definition, but I'm gonna kind of go more so off like my perspective. But like, it's basically dealing with like forces beyond like scientific understanding of laws of nature and stuff like that. And like, for example, when I say supernatural, you have some people that can astral project at will. You have and some people have fully balanced brains where they actually basically the left and right hemisphere is balanced there, because the good majority of people is left brain dominant. You have some people that have clairvoyant capabilities. You have people that have telepathic abilities, psychic abilities. So it's like the reason why I mentioned supernatural is because I kept hearing people say superstition, and it made me think about supernatural because, and I'm gonna end on this. Back in school, because I'm gonna do a panel on this, but y'all remember the GATE GATE program? Y'all remember that program back in elementary school? You ever heard of it?
Yes, yes. My son's at
Yeah.
the gate.
And
Hmm.
well, just be careful because if they giving them little drinks and shit, and with the fluoride in it, and it calcify their pineal gland, then But again, you know what I'm saying? Like that's what I mean by supernatural, like being able to tap into not only having a fully balanced brain and not just being left brain dominant, but also being able to do other things as well.